welcome back. Today we are at day 3 of India AI Impact Summit, and as you can see, it's raining. But the rain has not become hurdle on the crowd of the summit, and today our focus is going to be the expo, where the innovators are going to exhibit their talent and showcase their knowledge and the diversity and plethora of opportunities that they are bringing. So let's catch up. Everybody, we are at day 3 of AI Impact Summit 2026, and finally it's time to explore all the innovative booths and the exhibition around. And right now I am with Parth, who has very interesting things to show us. Hi Parth, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So can you quickly firstly introduce yourself and your organization?
I am Parth. I am the CEO of Diletant Technologies Private Limited. We started our journey back in 2019, wherein we try to understand the question of how these AI systems that we see it out can do better beyond just the detection and classification problem to reasoning in space. So that's where the starting point of our journey started.
So Parth, I see this small compact drone in your hand, which looks very interesting. Can you please elaborate? What are you showcasing here?
So these systems that you see it over here, these drones, they need to understand their own position to solve two fundamentals. Okay, either they enable you to see something at a particular distance, or they enable you to pay something, drop something into a payload. Right? But to do that, they need to understand their own position.
Correct.
And to understand their position, either they depend on RF signal or they depend on something as GPS. Okay. So in 2019, when we won the Cambridge University competition, Animal AI Olympic competition, what we did at that point of time was that we had our AI models go into 300 untested environments over there. Okay. These systems we have employed in building interventions, okay, wherein we go inside the building, understand the whole space, give the feedback to the commander, okay, and without the use of any GPS or RF signal. So that's what algorithm that we have built on top of this.
That sounds really interesting, and I hope it helps in various critical sectors of the country, and I hope through this exhibition and through this summit it reaches the right people. Thank you so much, Parth, for having a word with us, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We are here with the President of Sri Sri University, Mrs. Rajita Kulkarni. Ma'am, thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. We heard you in the session previously, and you talked about AI, skilling in AI, skilling programs. I just wanted to get your opinion on with AI skilling programs and AI innovation, how do you think the skilling programs can keep up? Because you have a program in place for a certain skill set in AI, but then AI is innovating at a really rapid pace. How do programs cope up with that, and what should a program look like in that case?
Actually, this is the quintessence of the situation right now, because we are at a time in the world where the evolution of AI is happening at a pace that neither of us either expected or are equipped to handle, I believe. But what is happening around the world today, and we are at the AI Summit, I think there is a lot of collaboration happening. There is a lot of a partnership between industry and academia happening, and I think that is the way to go. So for us, the priority in Sri Sri University is to ensure that our students get the latest in AI. How we do that is by partnering with industry, is also by creating a very strong research ecosystem, so that we create our own, on our own. And so that's number one. Number two is ensuring that capacity building of the faculty happens. See, today, even if students are able and willing to learn, the challenge is also building capacity for faculty. So that has to be a very important priority in the higher education space. That is a continuous discussion we are having. That's number two. And number three, involving all stakeholders. See, a student learning in a classroom is not an island by himself or herself. Peer-to-peer learning happens. Learning happens at home. Parents are involved, families involved, this community is involved. So how all stakeholders can be part of this continuous learning process has to be, is something we need to prioritize. So all these three areas I think are important. Thank you.
Thank you for your very insightful comments. Thank you. Hi, good evening. We are here with Dipit Purkayas. He's a co-founder of InShots. So we heard your speech earlier on. It was a very interesting conversation that we heard. And you talked in depth about what should accountability look like in AI era, specifically with like news platforms where you can verify information and you have verified media profiles with verified sources of information. Just wanted to get a opinion from you on what should it look like on the consumer's end, people who are consuming AI tools or they're getting services from these kind of AI tools like InShots.
Yeah.
What can they do so that collaboratively the penetration of AI is deeper and successful?
Understood. No, I think I personally feel that every actor in the AI ecosystem, whether it's people who are giving their data by interacting with AI agents, as well as people who are using AI explicitly to create content, right? Both are ways in which people are using AI. I personally feel that any kind of private usage of AI should not be in the domain of any kind of regulation. Because it's as long as it's within the four walls of like one's room and they are not like transgressing on someone else's boundaries, it is totally okay. But I think when people are giving their data into these AI systems, either creating content or doing that, I think people need to become more aware how that data is going to get used by those platforms. Whether it's your photographs, whether it's your private information that you might be giving to the agents while using it, you need to become much more careful about what you are putting there online for a agent to come and consume someday or the other in the future, right? So I think that is a really important awareness drive that all of us should be just pushing our families, our near and dear ones, everyone to become more aware. If we want the government or the institutions or media to do it, just them doing it will not help, because people will do what they will do, right? It's ultimately about health and health behavior, right? So it's media does not keep telling you what to eat and what not to eat. Your mom tells you, right? So that is the kind of behavior and care that we want the societies to adapt to. Families should become more aware, right? Instead of saying आप AI मत use करो, right? आप बच्चे से ये बात करो ना, आप कैसे use करो, उनको aware करो, right? That is very, very important. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ever heard of a robot who is also a dermatologist? Guys, here we are at the booth of Dayanand Sagar University, and with me is Mr. Siddharth, whose research project was something that would surely interest you. Sir, can you please explain and elaborate what was your research project all about?
Definitely. Hi everyone, my name is Krishna Siddharth from Department of AI and Robotics. I have recently worked with a research project on dermatologists. Normally, what Indians would neglect is skin analysis. They would quite neglect doing it. What happens is, by neglecting the skin, they would obviously neglect the skin cancer part. What the robot can do is, instead of getting the dermatologist doctor there, every process and every verification which the doctor would do, the robot will do, and only the report will be shared to the doctor so that he can give his final verification on the thing. And apart from robot, it also has an skin monitoring and skin analysis. If you get any sort of infection or if you get any sort of cancer, there is no requirement for you to go to doctor every other time, as it is a skin, it is visible to us. You can take photo of your skin, upload it to the doctor, and the AI agent in the background will tell you what is your severity, whether your skin cancer or skin disease has been increased or what percent it has been decreased, whether you should continue with the same medications or whether you should drop the medications or change it or visit the doctor. Everything the AI will recommend. We are in collaboration with our hospital, CD Saimer Hospital under Dayanand Sagar University. So this project is being used by the doctors from the Department of Dermatology. They are using this to take information of the users, take information of the patients, and they are trying to rerun it with our AI algorithm to check and validate their prescription. And even they are validating the users whether how AI is actually recommending proper things or how AI is reacting to any of the diseases. So it helps both the doctor, it reduces his work, even it helps the patients to kind of sit at home and get their treatment done without going to the doctor or the hospital.
I think you are doing some great work in the field of academics, Siddharth, and I congratulate you on this achievement. I hope your innovation goes places wherever required, and all the best for your future. Thank you so much. Hi everybody, welcome back. So currently I am at Youngovators Innovation Lab, and with me is
Karthik Pandey. I am Karthik Pandey.
Hi Karthik. Can you please show us and demonstrate and explain what actually are you showcasing?
He's a youth bot. It's basically 3D printed humanoid robot, and it's MP's first 3D printed humanoid robot developed by our young minds like class 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th class of students. This whole robot they have built by themselves only. The size, all the motors and all, they have coded this, and it can do some basic maneuvers like hi, hello. It can talk also, but because of the surroundings noise, it cannot do properly. But apart from that, it can it can be used in a traffic kind of situation. We are working with MP government to to implement this same model to control the traffic of Indore. So that because traffic police क्या करती है, hand gestures करती है और it can control the traffic. तो वो same चीज ही कर सकते हैं.
Great. So have any pilots been done yet?
We are testing it right with the Indore traffic.
But great, yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. This robo has been made by the students of class 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. I mean, that's really commendable.
That's the whole motive of our company, Youngovator, to empower the young minds of Bharat, to embrace them, to learn these kind of things, because future इसी चीज का है और आगे इन सब चीजों के बारे में पता होना बच्चों को जरूरी है, because they are the ones who will serve the whole thing. And yeah,
that's hugely impressive, Karthikeya, and I wish you, your organization, all the very best for future. Thank you so much.